he was like, the most you'd have to pay for that is like probably $10, but places that could probably do it are ones that will like fill your tires for free with air. So I was like, I probably won't have to pay anything. So I called Jiffy Lube because I don't want to ride around to places tomorrow or whatever, without knowing if they'll be able to do it. So I called Jiffy Lube and they were like, well, we don't have the right like tool or whatever that goes on the end of like the air compressor hose to be able to like stick down in there. They just have like the one to fill up your tires with. They were like, but this place and this place might be able to. So I called. I cannot pronounce it right, but you know the one that starts with an M, like Niki or something.
Nope.
Okay. Well, anyways, I called them and explained it to the guy, and I wish I talked to somebody else on the phone because he was like very hesitant in what he was saying. Well, he was like, we don't specialize in stuff like that, which I know that they don't. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm not asking you to fix my sunroof. I just need some air. Like, I just need you to spray air down there that has a lot of pressure behind it. That's why it's like condensed air or whatever, so that it'll shoot it out. And he was like, we don't specialize in anything like that, but um, he's like, if I'm understanding you right, like, I guess I can spray some air down there. And I was like, yeah, you are. Like, yeah. And he was like, well, I wouldn't be able to get you in at all, probably even next week. And I was like, okay. And he was like, but you might could swing by in the morning and ask for me. My name's Dave, and I'll know what you're talking about, and I can try and get somebody to spray air down. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay, well, I guess might stop by in the morning then. Like, okay, that was weird. And then, because he like paused for like a while after he was like, we don't specialize in anything like that. And I was like, yeah. And then that was like all he said, and he didn't say anything else. So I was like, okay, well, that's fine, thank you. And then he started talking again, and then that's when he said maybe I could come by in the morning. So I guess I might go and try them. Then I also tried to call this other place that Jiffy Lube like said might can do it, called Mr. Tire, but they didn't answer, so that's who I was leaving a voicemail with.
Mr. Tire.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's like a chain or anything. It's probably just a place that's here in Greenville. So, anyways, I called them. So I don't know. But okay, then the other thing was when I was talking to Houston today at lunch, and he was like, how do you feel like? He was like, do you like your mom? Like, what's his name? And I was like, T, and he was like, yeah. And he was like, do you like him? And I was like, like, what did I say to that? Because my mom was like, be careful what you say. And so I'm
It's
like,
like she knew.
I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, my face was probably like, but I was like, I don't know what to say. And so I was just like, I mean, he's a nice guy. And then, um,
He's like, but you don't like him.
I was like, I mean, he's a nice guy. I was like, I mean, we've obviously, like, we've had our differences and stuff, but, like, in our, like, disagreements and whatever, but I was like, I guess that's just inevitable when your mom remarries some guy. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, but, I mean, he's a good guy. Like, he treats my mom right and everything. And I was like, yeah. Or, he was like, no offense, I've just always liked your dad better. Oh wait, babe, I just realized she has the same shoe rack as you. She got hers from Target too. That's funny. Okay, anyways. Um, and he was like, well, no offense, I've just always liked your dad better. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know what to say to that. Like I have two. Like I don't know what to say. And he was like, but I mean, I just like grew up with your dad so I went to his house first, and he was like, oh yeah, I saw like that he moved to Indiana, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, what's he even doing up there? And so like I told him, and he was like, oh well, that's cool, and I was like, yeah, he likes it, whatever. And then he was like, y'all's been together for a while, haven't you? Like 2 years, and I was like 3, and he was like, dang, and then he goes like this. He's sitting across from me. He's like, has there been any talk, like ring, like married talk, because it's like the ring finger, and I mean, yeah, but like I'm here and he's there, so like, and he was like, yeah, and then he was like, so is he gonna like move back down here, or are you gonna move up there? And I was like, I'll probably go up there because his whole apprenticeship is 5 years long, so like that would just be a long time to like not be there. And he was like, yeah, he was like, how do you think your mom's gonna like that? And I was like, she's not. I was like, I don't think she's gonna like that very much at all. It's like, I mean, like her little girl moving away. I don't think she's gonna like that. Like that's just how I phrased it. Like her little girl moving away. That's basically all I said. He was like, yeah. I mean, if she could have it her way, she'd probably have everyone just move back to her little homestead. I was like, yeah, because she grew up in such a small town. Like when Wake Forest and everything was so small and
This
like
is
no
a small
construction.
town.
Okay, but when it was smaller than it is now, even when it was even when it even when it was like smaller than it is now, like she was born there and she did all the farming stuff there and stuff. So she's just used to that small town life of like staying in one place and whatever. So that's kind of like why he said that, because that's just her lifestyle. And then he was like, you should come by. Um, he was like, you should come by or go see my parents and the house, because like they did some renovation stuff on the house, like above they built a new garage, and then above that they did like a bar and like a hangout room kind of. And I was like, oh yeah, I've seen a couple pictures of it. It's cool. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I know that like from talking with Corey and stuff, like your mom doesn't really like it or whatever. So I know that's kind of like a sore subject. And I was like, no, it's fine. Um, and he was like, but I mean, I get it. Like that's the house. He was like, and it kind of is a little bit for Corey too, because like that's the house that y'all grew up in, and Papa, like it was just a family's house, and it went down in generations, and y'all grew up in it. He was like, and I get it, because then when we moved down to my house, like our friends moved in there, and their house is turned into like trash land because the people that live there have like a million kids, and they don't like I don't know, they don't actually parent them. They're just like running wild. So he was like, I get it. It's like hard and tough to like see your childhood home like change or whatever. But anyway, so and then he applauded me for having a good head on my shoulders, being in college and not going out partying. He was like, I wish I was more like you when I was in college. And he said that his sister has now started a YouTube channel, and she just posted her first video, and I was like, oh, I was like, what is she doing? Because she's not going to school anymore. She dropped out of college. This was
Vape
like kind of her
showcases.
what?
Nothing.
This is like kind of her second time of like dropping out of college. Actually, the first time they told the university that she was having mental health problems, and that's why she took herself out of college, because her grades were like, well, I guess she kind of flunked out the first time, and they kind of told the university that like it was because of like mental health problems or whatever, and so they let her back in.
No, that's you don't see views like that on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Then I'm probably gonna watch it. But anyways,
Weirdo,
he said
you like anime cosplays, you weirdo. You
so
are
anyways,
you are so weird.
So anyways, that's what she's doing with her life. She's working at the Melting Pot, which is like a fancy restaurant for like fondue. You know what fondue is?
I've definitely
It's
heard of it.
it's like with like the melted cheese and melted chocolate, and you dip stuff in it and eat it.
Melted
Like
cheese and melted chocolate?
not together,
Oh.
but like at the Melting Pot, they'll bring out like so there's like three like different things that they'll bring out. I feel like I have a bug in my pants or something. It feels like my ankle keeps getting bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't shaved my legs since I moved in Indiana, and my hair is like getting caught. Um, but okay, the Melting Pot is basically like where my mom used to take us there. Sometimes when we would like get good grades in school, we would like go there as a little celebration. But then we realized that like we could just do it at home. But you you choose like so I think they would bring out like chicken broth, and then they bring out like raw meat. Like they bring out chicken that's cut into little pieces and steak, or you can just choose one or the other, I guess. And you put them in like skewers, and then you set them in the chicken broth. And this is the part that takes the longest. Is like this little part. You set them in there, and everything is like put like on one plate. And they bring you like you're cooking like you're cooking your own food. And then they also have like vegetables that you can put in there to like make them soft, like broccoli or whatever. And then they'll bring out melted cheese, and you can dip like your stuff in there and eat it. And then for dessert, they'll bring out melted chocolate, and you can dip like marshmallows, strawberries, bananas, like that type of stuff in there. So anyway, she's working at the Melting Pot. That's what that restaurant is. So she's still working there. I don't know how long she's been, but he said and she's still working at the Melting Pot. And basically, he was saying that she's not doing anything. She's not going anywhere in life, and he doesn't agree with what she's doing and or not doing. And he said basically, I don't really talk about her anymore. I just because I guess like it would be like a topic in their family, and so he said he stopped talking about her. And if it gets brought up, it's because their dad is like getting frustrated or like is wanting to complain about her or whatever, and so he'll call Houston and like be complaining about stuff with her and why she's not having a life, whatever. But he was like, yeah, I just don't really talk about her anymore. Because I didn't really realize that, like, I mean, I kind of feel what
scale.
I'm trying to say. Yeah. My mom still thinks it's ridiculous that he, which I understand this part of it, like that girl cheated on him and it hurt him. He said that he like cried about it, whatever. Um, and then like, just a couple months later, he had gotten together with this girl. So like, that is a little like fast to date someone for 4 years and then go and then think like, you want to marry this next person. But I mean, I get what he's saying about like the 4-year relationship didn't go anywhere, but this one is. And so like, why would you wait if like, she's like trying to get out of Greenville apparently and move back into the Wake County area, but she's like trying to find a teaching job and it's like being hard right now for her. And he's got his career set up. Like he's actually involved in like some government stuff, which I forgot about. He told me that at Christmas. He's actually involved with like I don't know exactly what it is, but it's some governor or governor's office. I don't know exactly, but it's something to do with like the government. He's in something with that, but then I think he's also getting deployed at some point. I think if I remember correctly. So he goes to like drill, which is like training basically. Like I think it's like once a month you have to go to drill. So, but anyways, so he's doing it was really good. I just got 2 pieces of cheese. He got a piece of something, and then a piece of cheese, and then I got lemonade, and yeah, it was nice. Um, so he was like, wait. Oh, he was asking me if I had come when if I had gone home or whatever, and then he was asking me if I had seen Corey or my dad recently, and I was like, no, like I never really see Corey. Last time I saw him was Christmas, and he was like, oh yeah, me too. And then um, I was like, which Corey never really goes home that much either, especially like I was like he went home like his freshman year when him and Lane were still together or whatever, and then after that he never really came home. And Houston like bust out laughing. He was like he thought it was the funniest thing. He was like, oh my gosh, I kind of forgot about him and Lane, and I started laughing too, but I like had food in my mouth, so I was like trying not to laugh because of that reason. And he was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, like it's not funny, but like it kind of is. And I was like, no, it's fine, like it kind of is funny. And he was like, I just forgot that like that was even a thing. Like I forgot that your brother was engaged at one point. And I was like, yeah. And then, um, yeah, and then he asked me like why they even broke up or whatever. I was trying to explain it, and then yeah, I remember they met on Tinder, and I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, and I was like, that's not what he told everyone else. And he was like, what did they tell? I was like, what was their story? So I told him that I was like, they said that like Corey and that he went in there one day and like saw her and they talked or whatever, and then he asked for her Snapchat, and he was like, well, she did used to work there, but they met on Tinder. Like, okay, my dad.
He probably just felt embarrassed to say that he found someone on a dating website. Oh, you have those.
Sorry.
Your hair's so flat. Why is that? Did you use that wax? Did you use that bar on your hair? That like soap bar on your hair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like my dad probably knows that they met on Tinder. Just because, like, at one point or another, I'm sure that my brother probably, like,
found her profile on
Hey, like, why are you on Tinder, and why did a girl's profile pop up on your Tinder? But yeah, so I told him that like online, and I like left the place, and he was like, yeah, I mean, whenever I come here, like my girlfriend's normally just like tired from working all week and stuff, and I am too, and like it's understandable. He was like, but I don't always want to like sit in her apartment with her and like drink wine or whatever and watch a movie. He was like, I mean, that's perfectly fine. He was like, but we could go and like go bowling, which is still like low key, but it's like fun. It's out of the house or something like that, then that would be good. And I
it.
was
You
like,
don't have to.
yeah,
You don't have to give too much for bowling if you think about it.
you don't have to what?
You don't have to give too much for
Yeah,
bowling.
yeah.
You literally just throw a ball and hope it hits a person in the next lane. That's it. And it's pretty. I mean, that's how I play.
No, apparently that's how I played because mine went like a
Yeah, maybe you just want
I was trying to get it, you know.
trying to make it a competition for the other people.
But anyway, it was good though. I mean, it was like kind of awkward at times or whatever, but like I don't know. I just felt weird. Like we would make eye contact, like we were sitting across from each other, and at first the table felt really big, and then we sat down, and I was like, okay, I feel really close to his face right now.
It's like,
So I just like I don't know. I just so then like and it's like those weird times. What made it awkward is that like I kept like looking outside and like looking this way when I was like, because I didn't want to make eye contact with him. It was weird. But anyways, and he was like, yeah, like Kaylin just turned 21, which is the sister that is like like I couldn't remember how younger you are than her. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then, um, wait, where was I going with this?
I don't know, but she's not gonna make any views on her cosplay.
Why?
Because
Wait, I wanna look.
do you say like what the channel was?
No, but I'm gonna just look up her name.
Well, she's probably not gonna make it just her name. It's probably gonna be some cosplay nerdy name.
Oh, you're right. I should have asked for it.
You just text them.
No, because I don't want to do that. I know that he doesn't agree with what she's doing, but I still don't want it to seem like I'm like trying to make fun of her or something.
If you are screwed. Cute. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to eat for dinner, baby. mean, you can always try.
I wonder if my brother knows it. It's not gonna call football here. I'm gonna text him. He's probably gonna be like, what? He's probably gonna send like a bunch of black. When I tell him what it is, he's probably gonna like, I don't know, send like laughing faces and like the one where like the hand is on the head or something.
Starving. I have nothing. I'm gonna starve. I have fries. Should I go to the store?
To do what?
Get
What would
like
you get?
get like cheese sticks.
Could.
I mean, it's not like anyone else. Derek's going out to a party tonight. Colby's with Sophia.
Oh.
Jude's with Riley. So it's literally just me. And we're watching a movie. Hey, if you want, I could buy you candy and you can go get candy if you want. But it's up to you. I mean, I don't even think I don't think I'm gonna get candy, honestly. I might. No. Holding back. Time for the. Ow! The Gaines. Detergent. But I might get like mozzarella sticks. And maybe just Alfredo sauce and then just make pasta and put Alfredo on it. Because honestly, that's pretty good if you think about it. I don't want to do shrimp again because I had it with you and it'll give me memories. No, we just had shrimp and I don't want to mess it up.
Oh yeah, or the dance teacher, he was like, there was other people that didn't submit the assignment. He was like, just submit it before next Friday. It's like, gotcha. I can do that.
Oh yeah, I rode on the bike pathway today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What
Over.
was that?
It was kind of going past the sketchy side of town.
Oh.
I heard Mom was like, "Oh, if you go this way, you probably want to bring a knife or something, or pepper spray." I didn't bring anything because I ain't no bit. Oh, I don't want to go to the store. It's 5 o'clock. Once this pickaxe breaks, I'll probably go. What?
Oh, I just.
Oh.
That was a good burp too.
You would say that.